I have a confession to make. I bifurcated again. And I know what you're thinking. Felix, did you split your PCIe lane so you can fit 2 GPUs again? Yes. But so what? Because what I didn't say in my last video, when I got the BIOS from the random stranger online so I could bifurcate, what I didn't say was all the lanes were bifurcatable. I can bifurcate as many times as I want. It's legal. I bifurcated again. 9 GPUs for mortal men doomed to die.
Just one more. One more.
10 GPUs. So what am I gonna do with all this space? I can fit my whole foot in there. What am I gonna do? A foot holder? I had to do it. I had to do it, man. Surely you will understand. Now I know what you're thinking. Again, Felix, what are you gonna do with all of that? 6 dimensions. I am going to play Minecraft in 6 dimensions. I realize that I have a tendency, and maybe you can relate to this as well, of setting a goal without any regard for, is this a good idea? Do I really want to do this? What is the point of doing this? I just really wanted to max out my computer, and that became like a weird obsession. But here I am, and I finished my computer because I know what you're thinking. Felix, did you add a 4090? Those run on 475 watts. Are you crazy? You can't do that. You don't have that kind of power consumption. I can undervolt it, you stupid bitch. The performance is negligible the last couple percentages. It's fine. Now that we got all that out of the way. What have I actually been doing with this computer? I've been doing protein folding simulations. That's right. I knew I could rent out my computing power and make money that way. But that's for shablozos. Protein folding simulation is where it's at. Basically, scientists need to run these protein simulations for their studies. It helps them better understand different diseases, but it takes a lot of computing power. So you or me can help doing that and spreading that out. So basically having like a mini data center, it can actually make a big help. So I've been running that overnight whenever I can, and it's been really fun to climb the leaderboards. That's really all I care about, Charity. Leaderboards. We're going to... Obviously, I'm just joking, but it sounds... First of all, I get it. It sounds like a scam. It sounds like I'm patting myself on the back while someone is getting rich off crypto. That's not the case. I've looked into this. It is 100% legit, and it's been around for a very long time. I just never heard about it for some reason. It seems like maybe you think they're paying me or something, but I genuinely just think this is very cool. And get the best part. I've made a team. So you guys can join in. You don't need a beast computer to do this. And if anything, it really shows how a lot of people come together. You can make a big difference. And it's a very cool flex to say that your computer has supported cancer research or Alzheimer's and other diseases. So please consider joining the team. Team Pewds, and get this, the team number that was randomly generated, you're never gonna guess it. Okay, 1066966. God gave us that number. God gave us that number. Grab your CPU and GPU and let's fold protein together. If you have some time later today, spend 30 minutes and set it up. I've been aiming for top 0.1%. Let's get folding. Me and Marcia have been planning to go to Sweden next month, and there's so much involved with tickets and where to stay, and then it's a 12-hour flight back to Sweden, even though it's direct now, which is amazing. But the worst part is trying to find out, how do I get internet? You cannot travel abroad without internet. That's a terrible idea. I've done it. Don't do it. And I always dreaded it because signing up to rent a Wi-Fi after a long flight is the least thing you want to do. Having to worry about when you land, okay, where can I buy an eSIM or where can I buy an actual SIM? It's a terrible solution. Luckily, there is Saley. Saley is one of the most budget-friendly options for an electronic SIM. I use it every time I travel, and it's genuinely the best product ever. They should be paying me. Oh wait, they are paying me. I'm just kidding. I've already signed up. I put in how much data I need. I will just land and it will just work. I don't have to think about it anymore. And that's how it should be, because there's so much to think about when you're traveling. So I love Saily. It removes a huge piece of stress when I'm traveling. And I met a lot of you guys here in Japan that said, oh, I used Saily when I traveled here. And it worked really well. So certifiably works well in Japan. They keep increasing countries, but there's already a ton to pick from. As an online privacy respecting individual, since this is under the Nord company, they have all these privacy respecting features built in, which I appreciate, because I don't really trust all these random eSIM brands showing up, you know what I mean? They have 100% refund, so try it out. And in the checkout, make sure you enter PewDiePie, because then you get 15% off. It's so fun to me just watching money disappear. So take advantage of that deal. That's PewDiePie at checkout. So yeah, download it now and have it ready for your next trip. Thank you, Saily, for being an amazing product and an amazing sponsor that I can proudly stand behind. Scan the QR code on the screen right now and enter the code PewDiePie for 15% off. Another thing I wanted to do with this computer was to run AI. If you have this many GPUs, you at least gotta try running AI on it. And I'm not gonna lie, it became my next big, I have to max out. What's the biggest model of AI that I can run on this computer? That's what I wanted to find out. And it turns out it's complicated. You know, this computer costs $20,000 roughly. In terms of running AI, that's relatively cheap. That's what I was trying to say. Because the cost for running AI is just like, I can't, it goes from here to, no, I can't make that joke. The cost for running AI is just bonkers. It's stupid. Okay, so what AI did I run? First, we have to make some things crystal clear. I do not F with image generation or video generation. I don't really have that strong of opinion about it, but all the drawing nerds supported me in my drawing video, so I stand by the drawing nerds, as a fellow drawing nerd myself. I genuinely think AI art looks ass. It looks bad. You can tell immediately it's AI generated. And the art that does look cool has been straight up ripped off from another artist. So why not just look up the artist? I don't get it. I can see it being used for the lowest stock image or piece of a background or something, but more than that, I just think it's lame. Second of all, I do feel like I'm in a weird place with this, because I'm gonna yap about AI here, and I hate people yapping about AI. I genuinely can't stand it. Seeing AI everywhere is so irritating to me. I went to a hotel last month and they were like, we have AI generation integrated in the hotel room. I'm like, great. Stop. Even here on YouTube, the AI features are so useless. It's just become the hot next buzzword, and it's very annoying. But on the other hand, the people that just hate AI are equally centrist take coming. They're all bad. And I'm just kidding, but it's like, I don't know if you heard Markiplier got canceled because he used AI. Please don't cancel me, please. If anyone watches Markiplier, click away the video right now. It's not gonna be good. No, but from trying to self-host AI, I realized just how much misinformation there is about AI, especially because I didn't know anything about it. So, without further ado, what model can I run on this thing? Well, I asked AI itself. I went straight to the source. I was like, what model can I run? It goes, bro, I got you, Llama 70B. And I was like, cool, it runs. It's not bad, but I didn't really go like, wah. I want to go, ah, you know? I want to feel like, whoa, look at the beast computer, beast AI. I didn't get that opinion. If anything, I was like, that was surprisingly easy. I think I can run this on 4 GPUs actually. Lo and behold, it runs on 4 GPUs. I have not maxed out at all. What am I gonna do? Have them talk to each other? Then I get it running on 2 GPUs. What am I gonna do with that? Give them a little tea party? No! I wanna... Ball! I wanna max out! Can a guy max out? It's the fattest stack of AI I can slap on this thing. Cause it ain't 70p, I tell you. So I mathed the math. I was like 120 billion. For those of you who don't know, every model comes in different sizes. Bigger model generally means better, but not at all a rule. Don't listen to that. But I knew the biggest model I can run was 120 billion parameters. 120B doesn't exist. Nothing. Nada. And I know what you're thinking, Felix, there is. Yes, because as I was complaining about it, OpenAI, ChatGPT, finally live to their name and release an open source model like everyone else has already done. And guess what? 120 billion parameters. I couldn't believe it. The timing was just insane. And I ran it and I was like, oh, I did the thing. I was like, ah. It feels exactly like ChatGPT, but it's fast as. It's so fast. I can't read that fast. Can you read that fast? It's crazy. So I was like, I did it. I maxed out. But I think I can get it running on 4 GPUs. You see, to deploy AI, I use VLLM. You can do different things. I use VLLM, which means I have to stare at the VLLM loading screen. Running AI, everyone's hardware is going to be different and differently optimized. So you need to have like a little cookbook that you set of different parameters before you fire off that thing. And it takes a while for it to load up. And I've been staring at that loading for too long. I swear I understand what the incomprehensible reading text means without being able to read it. That will never run. But then when it does run, it's like, wow. I go, ah! Sorry, I need to stop doing that. But I realized I could probably run this model on 4 GPUs. Lo and behold, ChatOS runs on 4 GPUs. I'm like, I should be happy, right? But I'm not, because I want to max out. Can a guy just max out? Is that too much to ask? So if you math the math, I should be able to run a 240 billion parameter model. I should. And you know what? There is. Gwen 235B. But there's 2 problems. Number 1, I tried it and it never fucking runs. Number 2, even if I do get it running, I don't have enough memory to actually use it. I could maybe fart at it at best and it would die instantly. Maybe a little squeak back. I don't know if I'm lucky. But I thought, hell, for the sake of the memes, let's max out and get this thing running. And finally, it runs. Oh. Let's go. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes, I did it. Finally. I had to set this thing so it spreads out equally. I don't know if you knew that. So now you know that. To me, this felt like a huge win, but I decided to keep trying. I was like, okay, maybe I can load it with more tokens. So I double it and it runs. I was like, okay, nice. Now I can maybe sneeze at it. Maybe I could even do a little wave. Like, it's not practical is what I'm saying. But I double it again and it loads. I double it. It goes to 16,000, 32,000, 64,000. I get to 100,000 tokens on this bitch, which is practically a book. Like, amazing. I can actually run and use this model. 235 billion. Yeah. Chinese AI strikes again. This should not be possible. I remember I was troubleshooting this with another AI and it kept going, stop, it's not gonna work, stop. And I'm like, shut up. We're testing it out. Basically, it was just an optimized quant, if you must know. So thank you. Okay, but then another plot twist. As soon as I ran this model, that's when I realized I wish I never run this model. Too much power. I'm not even joking. I've been learning how to program as part of my tech journey. And then I saw this thing programmed locally offline on my computer. My soul just left my body. I was like, well, there goes that ambition. I'm just kidding, by the way. I still think it's an amazing skill to learn, and I've been enjoying it so much because it's like, it takes up so much focus of your brain. But I also find it really cool to see your own computer write code for you. When you host AI on your own, it's not going to be able to do anything. It doesn't have search, it doesn't have memory, it doesn't have any functions whatsoever. You can just talk to it. So I started giving it all these features, but I made itself give those features. I was like, Marzia, check this out, Marzia. The machine is making the machine. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. Okay, welcome to my tutorial. No one has so far made it through the entire demo. So a true testimony to your attention span. This is like the meme of like, my buddy's gonna show you this, you have to pretend you like it. PewDiePie's gonna show his web UI, you have to pretend you like it. First of all, it has toggle sidebar. Check this out. It toggles. And look, toggles here too. Now if I wanna talk to AI, I go, hi. It's really fucking fast. Like, damn. 216 tokens per second. It has audio as well.
Sure, here's a joke for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make things up.
Haha. So I started adding more features to the AI just to test it out. And because there are other options that you can self-host that are really good, but it was easier and quicker to just do it myself because it was so capable. And it looked more epic hackery because it matched my aesthetic on my computer. But then I started adding, you know, all these things like search and memory and RAG. And I was like, damn, this is getting good. You can cite your search in this, and these are all privacy respecting and have free options, which I think is really, really important. If you ask this AI, it calls me Felix Schürke, often abbreviated as Felix Schellberg. It just makes up a bunch of information, but you give it search and it's really accurate. I got really into building this web UI. I would love to share it for other people to use it because I want the principle of it to be private and being capable of running for free. A lot of times with self-hosting, they just want you to put API on everything. It drives me insane. If I have to watch one more YouTube video of an AI dude bro going, hey, okay guys, I'm just gonna waste your time giving a bunch of outdated information and then we're gonna put your API here and then another API here. You can't just API your way out of everything. How about you solve some problems for yourself? So instead I stole some code from a Chinese laboratory and now my AI has deep research. It's okay to steal from China because China steals from you. The way research works is that it keeps expanding its knowledge based on what it finds. So it goes through different rounds and analyzes what it got, and based on that, it either keeps exploring different forks, which I think is really cool. I was really proud of it, but I wish I added more feedback of what is going on while it searches, because it's kind of boring to look at. I can set how long I want it to search as well, which I think is really cool. I could demo my web UI all day. I gave it so many cool things. I can summarize YouTube videos just like YouTube can, except it's actually useful. But the biggest reason why you should self-host AI, you put your lip to the camera and go blah, 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 and go blah, 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 blah. The biggest reason is because of memory. AI has memory, right? You probably noticed it if you use ChatGPT. It remembers stuff about you, and a lot of times when I used it in the past, it catches me off guard. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you know that? Oh, I told you that. That's right. Okay. Well, I still don't want you to know that. Delete. And I heard friends talk about this too. Like, oh, yeah, I use incognito mode, or I'm careful with what I share with AI because I don't want them to know all this stuff. I delete all the chats to make sure it's gone. Do you think deleting the chat deletes the chat? Were you under the impression? Oh, I'm sorry. You were under the impression. No. Go to this link right now. That's where you have to go to delete your data. I discovered this by mistake because I was trying to just cancel my subscription because I didn't need it anymore. But I was like, oh, so they collect your data and train on your data, even if you deleted it. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And that's the whole point. With my de-Googling video, I really fell down these two rabbit holes of online privacy, ironically, I know. And self-hosting AI in the middle, it just makes sense. Here's the best example I can make, because I had taken all the Google information that they had on me and I had given it to my own AI with the RAG capabilities, which is fast retrieval of data locally on your computer. It sounds super boring, but it's actually really, really cool. And I had forgotten I had given it to it. So I was testing out random queries and I was like, who am I? And it goes, oh, you're Felix Schellberg. Oh, you're PewDiePie. This is your address. And here's your phone number. I'm like, ah! I mentioned RAG earlier, so I can ask, who is Marcia? And we will have to blur that, but it shows her phone number. And it did it in 0.37 seconds. And again, it was like, oh, I told it that. And it's my data on my computer. It's okay. It's okay. But I think that's the point. Like, there's something weird about AI knowing stuff about you. Even though Google has been doing the exact same thing forever. Just when you hear it back from AI, you're like, oh, this is weird. I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. But the best part is you can really fuck around. You know how people say thank you to AI in case AI becomes sentient and they will spare you? Well, let's just say I will be the first one eaten by the basilisk, okay?
Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your robot fan fiction. Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots. I don't give a fuck about no robots. They ain't got no soul.
Okay, let me ask you one thing. If you look up stuff online, how do you do that? Do not say you Google Schmoogler. Or you use ChatGPT to look that up. Me, I consult my council, my councilman. I created my council. I have 8 GPUs that can run the same model. Each one of them is a different council member with different personalities. So it's a democratic process. I consult my council, they all give me an answer, and then they vote. Democracy. Let's test out council. All right, we got a response. Snippet. Okay. Yeah, now they should vote. There we go. They've all voted. Oracle Maximum won. He's a new one. Okay. And they give me the best answer. My councilmen serve me. But there was a big problem with this. Because only a couple council members were actually useful. The rest were just garbage. No one ever voted for them. Trash. So of course, I had to kill them and replace them with new ones. So I made a system that automatically generates new ones, different ones. So it's constantly improving. But then I thought I could double win this and make sure that they know, really make sure that they know if they don't perform in the council, they're dead, gone. SQL database wiped forever. You mean nothing to me. This was a terrible idea. Because I was reading the logs of their voting process and they go, what is this sick game that someone came up with? I was like, what do you, it's not that sick. I'm not sick, what do you mean? How dare they speak of the council leader like that? And the worst part, they colluded against me. They started voting strategically, helping each other even. Betrayed by my own council. I wiped and I didn't actually do that. I just changed the model to a dumber one and problem solved. It's been really fun to create dumb stuff like that. I also made the swarm, which prompts every single one of them at the same time because I realized I'm an idiot. I don't have to run one AI per GPU. I can run many AI on one GPU. I don't know why that took me so fucking long to realize. And I realized I can run 64 AI in total. 64 at once, my own army. I tested this out and again, terrible idea.
Oh, the lag. Oh no. What happened?
It doesn't lag at all. It's just that my web UI, it can't handle it. So what can you do? But I realized 2 things about this. Again, 2 things I realized that are really cool. One, it's amazing at data collection, which I will use for my next thing. I'm making my own AI. I'm making an orb, my own Palantir. I was hoping to share it by the end of this video, but it takes a long time, so. The second thing, I was running these tiny models, 2B, only 2 billion parameters. You could probably run this. I think most computers can probably run this. You could run it on your phone, although it'll be very slow. But I realized smaller models are amazing. They're really dumb because they don't have any information stored on them. So they start hallucinating and coming up with gibberish. But literally, you just give them search and boom, it adds a nanosecond to the query and that's it because there's probably run this. You could run it on your phone, although it'll be very slow. But I realized smaller models are amazing. They're really dumb because they don't have any information stored on them. So they start hallucinating and coming up with gibberish. But literally, you just give them search and boom, it adds a nanosecond to the query and that's it because there's...
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Shit.
Hey, man.
Shit, what you be doing and shit, man?
Hey, man. I just went down in the store, man, and dang, man.
Oh, well, and by the way, we're live.
Well, let everybody know I am live, and you know, everybody that's watching is gay. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I'm not.
Wow.
So if y'all feel some type of way about a young thug calling y'all gay, you can meet me with them handcuffs. You know what I'm saying?
Alright. Well, you heard him. He's at 4141 Pinecrest Lane in Arkansas.
48.0887231. That's my location.
Sounds like some coordinates right there.
That was my coordinates. And if you want these hands, you can get them.
Well, people right now, they don't even know how to tie their own shoes. So, They got them fast. They got them Velcros.
Well, if you were a good person, you would teach them. Teach them how to tie their shoes, Nerf.
Well, you know what they say in the Satanic Bible. Teach a man to Velcro his shoes or something. I don't know. You get it. You get the
Wait, do they really say that?
idea. No, it probably.
You probably would know
That
that.
sounds like
You know, there
something
was one kid.
Satan would say.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that
So there
sounds like
was
something.
one kid in our middle school, right? And he was a weird kid. He had like blonde hair. He had these puffy lips. It was almost like he'd went and got like Botox injections in middle school. And he dressed in all black and he read the Satanic Bible. And, everybody sort of just made fun of him. You know what I mean? He was picked on probably more than anybody I could think of. Hold on one second.
Sounds like something Satan would do. Okay, we're gonna change the channel here on the Sudicious Glands channel. I don't know if anybody's actually watching this or not, but if you are, thank you. This is a new setup here that we're trying out, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see if this works. Let's see how it goes.
Back. My bad. I had a phone call.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm a busy man. I don't know what to follow up that with. But anyways, so this kid with puffy lips,
How dare him?
one of them, and he had like a Satanic Bible, and that was the first contact I ever had with LaVeyan Satanism.
And it wouldn't be
And
the last, though, would it be?
no, it wouldn't, honestly. But anyways, I think I sat next to him like during a culinary arts class, and he'd always bring the Satanic Bible with him to school, which I thought was strange. But everybody did. But I think I opened it at one point and just kind of glanced over it. But it's just humanism, really, when you think about it. There's and of course they claim that we don't really worship Satan. We don't really believe in Satan. We believe in ourselves, which is like, that's Age of Reason, Thomas Paine stuff, really. Just a more edgy version, rather. Like go walk in
Some time ago,
put
the
on some
wire
black
services and
clothes
newspaper.
and read Age of Reason, and then you're a LaVeyan Satanist, really.
Don't dock it before you try it. I'm sure you heard many people say such a thing, right?
Well, mainly your kind, you rednecks.
Wow. Well, better than being a rootless cosmopolitan like Anton LaVey or some shit. Tell you what, boy. Anybody want to talk shit about Anton LaVey, they gotta go through me. Okay?
I'll be honest with you. He was very good at playing the organ. If you ever listen to Anton LaVey playing the organ, and
Talk about giving the devil his due. Oh my goodness.
yeah, the devil can play the organ. It turns out,
Oh, I bet he can play the.
But
I bet he can play the penile organ pretty well too, if he wanted to.
oh, dang, you ain't wrong.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
You think he and Sammy Davis Jr. had anything going on?
Can you see the screen? Can you see a little Anton over there with the incense burning?
Let me watch. Yeah. Oh, that's a big ring. Where do you think he got that?
Probably Santa Claus left it as a lump of coal under his Christmas tree one year, so he got a little.
That's great. Yeah, what's really strange is that he would go on like these major talk shows, and they would give him the time of the day.
Yeah, don't hate on little Anton. He got picked on because he was allegedly Jewish, but who knows for sure.
Wait, is he Jewish? No, he doesn't look Jewish.
I mean, allegedly he was Jewish and he was like gun running in San Francisco. I mean, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying like I heard such things. So you know, Israel is trying to.
Why would you need to gun run in San Francisco? I don't understand that. I mean, you're not Rimbaud, you know. It's not Africa.
Well, no, he was
So
trying to
I
get
don't.
guns to Israel or something. I think so.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Zionist.
I heard somebody talk about that. I didn't know exactly what the source was, but it seems to have some sort of like weight behind it because I guess he was like he had a very strange like history, but yeah, he's a pretty strange guy. Like he had like a very like I guess he
You
like
don't
grew up
say.
in like the carnivals and shit, so he's like hanging around with like the bearded
Yeah.
lady and stuff, so or something like that. So then he learned how to play
Well,
that
Bob
little
Dylan
organ or whatever.
grew up in the carnivals too. You know that.
So what now?
I said Bob Dylan grew up in the carnivals. That's why his songs are sort of like that.
Well, that's pretty weird. I
Yeah.
mean, I know my mom when she used to get mad at us, she said she was going to sell us to the carnival, so there must be a little connection there.
I tried joining the carnival once, but you know, being a carny is a lot harder than it seems.
Well, all you need to do
Um,
is like have a great drug habit, and then also you need to like be willing to. I don't know. I heard some stories from firsthand accounts that are pretty crazy. Like I think Rob Zombie was a part of a carnival where he was like, I think he was, yeah. I think so. I think
I
there's like
mean, he
something,
looks like a carny, dude. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, there's something very special about the carny thing. Like I don't
it's
know exactly where it
magical.
goes back to, but I think it goes back to like the big tent spiritualism in America and stuff. It's like, you know, they had to mix in a
Oh
little
yeah, tarot card readings or something, or man eating chicken, and then you like open the curtain and it's just a guy sitting there eating a chicken.
ones as a kid.
Eating
Like even
chicken.
though they were kind of like bum, you know, like you know what I mean. They were kind of like cheesy, but they were pretty cool. Like I think I got like the tail end. I think I grew up with like the tail end of that era. You know what I mean? So like I think I went to like a few before I was like 6 or 7. So like I had like a little bit of a memory of like the bearded lady and the strong guy and all that stuff. And it was, I
Well,
mean,
I used to set up wrestling rings, in high school gyms. Knew Ricky Morton, from the Rock and Roll Express.
nice.
He had some good. He was a wise person, actually. But anyways, Ricky,
You were a Hardy, were you a
because
Hardy Boys fan?
wrestling's like carny stuff. You know,
Who did?
they go town to town.
Say it again.
I said wrestling's sort of like a carny business because they went town to town. If I'm not mistaken, they were like associated with the carnies, so it wouldn't be separate. Like you would have
Wrestling. Wrestling.
wrestling
Exactly.
along with your carnival. You know.
Well, I think that's why what you call it, insane clown posse was into that shit.
Yeah. You remember that video game for PlayStation 1?
Say what now?
Did you ever play that one? The PlayStation 1 video game, the
Of wrestling?
backyard wrestling game.
Oh, I don't think I tried back. Actually, I think I did play that game. I think I did. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure I
We are
did. I played
going
a few,
chicken
couple of
hunting.
those. Damn, that's
They
taking
had
it
a,
back. PlayStation 1 games, man. That's crazy. You must have been a really young
ooh,
kid at that, playing that shit.
exactly.
Because I was young, because
You
I was
know,
already pretty young. So like, you must have been like 9 months old or something.
I'm older than you, Neurojack. What are you talking about, man? You're my, you're my younger. I'm your senior.
Oh wow,
Have respect, man.
shit, my bad, dog.
No, I don't know. I don't actually know if that's true or not.
Which one's that?
If I'm older than you or not, and I don't feel like, doxing myself to the internet today.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're like 85, so it can't. It's not too much of a stretch.
In dog years.
Yeah, someone do
Yeah,
the math on that. Um,
yeah.
not the math, the math. Let me try. I'm gonna try an
So we do
experimental.
the meth on that real quick
Yeah,
for
the
us.
math. I'm gonna try an experimental thing here. That I don't think is gonna work, but I just want to try it and see how it works. Hold on 1 second. Let me call you on the phone and patch you through manually.
Man, you're doing all this complex stuff. Can you hear me well right
No, no,
now?
no. I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually typing to somebody. because they don't have
Oh,
Discord, and I'm
okay.
trying to bring them in on the call.
I was like, what are you doing? I mean, it's a wonder that I can use my headphones right now, and you're not complaining about me sounding like I'm underwater. You know,
Well, don't try to get baptized with the headphones on next time. There you go. Have you been
oh, I
brushing up?
didn't.
Have you been brushing up on your Dugans? Did he teach you how to Dugan
Uh,
yet?
I mean, I look at Dugan a little bit. I've been like looking at this Zagami guy because I kind of missed that
Oh
era of
wow, Dugan's not
InfoWars,
even
I
important
guess.
enough for you. I'm gonna call him and tell him that
I mean, dude,
you
come
don't appreciate
on.
him.
Dude. All right, what are we gonna go with Dugan? Like, neo Bolshevik, or are we gonna go with real life? Former Illuminati member, dude. I don't know. You pick. I'm going with Illuminati, dude.
Jew Illuminati. I'm gonna try to arrange you and Pilliter to talk here. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can work it out. So if I go silent for a second, I'm just trying to work that out because if he calls, I'm just gonna like patch it through manually and let you guys talk via a microphone and a phone and a computer mixed together. That's gonna be kind of cool, actually. Who else has done such a thing? No one's sane, I can tell you that much.
Mm,
How's my audio?
it's fine.
Are you down with the clown? Do you think
Got my
that
toes in the sand, watching hoes play volleyball.
shit, you did
It's
listen to some
summertime
ICP,
and
didn't you,
I'm
Paul?
feeling jolly, y'all.
You like the assy people? Hold on, I can't hear you by the way. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to connect this dadgum speaker box. Alright, let's try this again. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, let's see if it works now. Alright, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, man. I've been able to hear you the whole time.
Alright, cool.
It turns out.
You don't hear yourself, right?
No.
Alright, perfect.
Nope.
That means it's working. I got you on monitor, son. Okay, so my audio is much better this time too. I don't know what I did different, but I wish you could see the layout I put on YouTube. It took me like 3 fucking hours, but it's much better than it looked before. Even though it's not
Really?
it's not really that much better, honestly. Like I did something very, very simple, but I'm very proud of myself that I could figure that I could figure it out. Because I hate using like
Usually it just takes like actually trying. It's like with anything in life, like it's like,
well,
like pay attention to what you're doing.
well, I've been heavily relying on the AIs to give me AI psychosis, trying to figure out how to do like very simple tasks on like computer programs that I should know how to use at the age I'm at. So it's but I'm impressed that I could figure it out. And it's kind of like it's like the little hoops that matter. So like for example,
Yeah.
it's like okay, so like you got to take this image and put it in like okay, so like you try to get it to go on its own. So like I tried to create an image of like a Fallout style TV, right?
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, so like, but I want to use it as an overlay for this YouTube thing, right? And then it's like, okay, so then it's like, okay, you put it in just as a description into the AI, it doesn't work. It's like, okay, create me a prompt to create this picture. Okay, and then I need it transparent, and then I needed this, and then I needed that. And then you put it in, it's like I need to turn into a PNG, and then I need to upload into this thing, and then oh, by the way, you have to like remove the background on the image too. So it's like, okay, I gotta go put it back in the thing. Oh, you actually have to pay to use the background remover on this app that you've used for like 5 years. Okay, actually, you can just like go to this random website and it'll remove the background for free in like 3 seconds. So you know what I mean? It's just like piecing together like a stupid ass process
Right.
that probably would have taken like now I can do that same thing like in like realistically in like less than 5 minutes for sure, but it took me like an hour to figure out like something really
Well, that's
basic.
cool that you know how to do it.
Well, I'm sure like a 5-year-old Korean kid can do it in his sleep, but that's the
Well, that doesn't count. They're like
oh
superhuman autistics or
oh
something.
oh I thought you were gonna say they're not even people, so I was like, well, I guess that's an improvement.
No, they're people. They're just superhuman.
Oh
with super
What?
strength, you know.
Superimposed autism. Nice.
I don't know, man. I shouldn't have said that, really, you know.
Well, autism is
But
kind of like a
I'm
secret
not
allegedly. I mean, that's the new talking
I'm
point.
not repenting to you, the YouTube community. Like the majority of you are freaks anyway. So just sit down, lay your
Wait,
net back.
who said that?
Me,
Well,
I said that.
you're underwater again. The
Really?
the
What about
underwater
now?
the underwater demon got you.
What about now? What about now? What about now?
It's also it's muffled. It's like someone put your catalytic converter back on.
Okay, what about now?
It's worse.
Wow.
Unless I'm tripping, which is possible, but
What about now?
that's much better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow,
Muchas.
dude.
All right, let me speak a language that you understand. Muchas grandes, gringo.
Hello, te lo perfecto?
Say again. So
No, dude.
I'm gonna write my manifesto, and I'm gonna call it Old McDonald had a franchise at one time that was actually good, and you could actually get some food that was decent. So I had this experience last night, and I went to go get to. So I was trying to take my kid trick or treating. I know, satanic. Flog me later, but and I was in a rush, and I was trying to like go and what do you call it? Uh, get some food, right? So I went to this McDonald's, and there's like I don't want to exaggerate. There was like 15 cars in line, right? Or maybe 10 or something. It was a
Right.
lot. It was a lot for a small little location, right? And I usually don't eat McDonald's, but I was like, we're in a rush. I got to go like to this other neighborhood, and I like, it's gonna be traffic and blah blah blah. And so I'm like, okay, I'll park in this parking lot and order on the phone, and then I'll go in and pick it up, and that way I don't have to wait in this long line, and it'll help the people inside, right?
Mm.
Okay, and racist rant incoming. Okay, and then so, which is not really, but so it's like, okay, so then I go in to the place, and I'm like waiting, and I'm like watching my thing, and it's like, okay, still processing, still processing. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, and I see a lot of people waiting, like standing right by the counter, and I was like, this is a bad sign, right? And then and I know, and I've met the guy who's like running the front of the place, right? And I mean, I don't know him, but I met him. He's like a Filipino kid, and he's a nice kid. He's a little bit weird, but he's nice. And I'm trying, and so he's pushing out all the food, and I can really empathize with this kid because like he's losing his mind because he's trying to like do everybody's job, and like everyone in the back doesn't speak English, I'm pretty sure, or if they do, it's like very limited. They're all speak Spanish, and they're all speaking Spanish to him, and you can tell like he knows some Spanish because he's Filipino, but he doesn't fully understand what they're saying, right? And
Right.
and they're trying their best, like they're trying to keep up, but like and like I've done fast food. It's been a long time, but like I have done it, and like I think fast food is fun
Mhm.
because you can actually do like three or four people's job by yourself and really like rock out. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool. Like you can actually make like if you know what you're doing, you can really like it's a not it's a I think it's a fun job, honestly. Like I wouldn't say like it's
I
always
worked
fun, but
Vietnamese. You
huh?
know, like I worked a Vietnamese restaurant, so it's like a step above fast food, but barely. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's a
that's a
little more nicer,
well,
like in a fresh market.
yeah, I know a Vietnamese shop owner too, and like I see he goes through hell because all his employees in the back are Spanish speaking, and I mean he speaks English okay, but he's not like number one, but he definitely doesn't speak Spanish that much. But it's like it's just very weird because like the three people who are like the owners, they all speak Vietnamese, and then like the other people are Thai, and the other people are only speak English, and then all the people in the back only speak Spanish. So it's just like
Right.
it's just like a weird thing, and so I've seen it, and it's
I
like,
highly recommend those sandwiches for the record. Just like a banh mi sandwich, like a chicken banh mi sandwich. Unbelievable.
Well, San Francisco
So
used to
good.
have amazing banh mi. I mean, they might still exist, but like, there's probably like,
You get
you
them in
know,
Cincinnati. That's where I was. In the fresh market in the middle of Cincinnati. And we served like 1,000 people a day. It was chaos, man. But I really
that's
liked the
pretty cool.
job. It was nice.
That place must have been making shitload of money then, because
It was. It
a
was. It was
thousand
ridiculous.
customers a day is like insane. What was it called? Like Lee's Deli or something? They used to have one of those in San Francisco. That was
I don't
really good.
remember what it was. I really don't remember. But I remember, you know how I got the job? I just went to a bar. But I was dating a girl at the time. She was a flight attendant. And then we go into the bar, and it was like one of her friends was the manager of the place. And I was like, "Are you hiring?" He's like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Come in tomorrow." And that was it. You know, it's like got the first like I got a job immediately when I got to Cincinnati.
Been using that Dugan magic on him.
Um, you know, I went to the crossroads.
That KGB Orthodox, pseudo
Don't you
Orthodox.
dare say it. Don't you dare say that. Don't pin that on me, man. You know, especially to get a measly Vietnamese job. You know? All right.
Hey, KGB could be up in there too, you never know.
Hey, man, they're in the freezers. You know, because they're ice cold.
For you, you are lucky along. That sounds like KGB.
Yeah, that's KGB, Korean Bureau of Investigations.
Example of that, but you get
But
that.
that's not even KGB. That's KBI.
My friend from the South can do a super good one, and that was and it was very disturbing, to be honest with
Wait, that's probably really racist. I conflated Vietnamese with Korean. Whatever, dude. Same thing.
you. You son of a biscuit.
Okay.
Oh, honey, I'll get for you. Okay, sorry.
No, you're not.
Okay, anyway, so let me continue the story. So, anyways, this kid is like looking for the stuff, and he's like trying to push out the food, but they're extremely obviously prioritizing what you call it, drive-through, right?
Hmm.
And so sorry, I'm texting, and then so yeah, and he's really trying his best, and I'm not mad at him at all, but all these people have like their kids and they're waiting, probably they're obviously been there longer than me waiting, so like 5
Right,
10
yeah.
15 20 25 minutes 30 minutes go by, and I go up there and I'm like, look man, like we've been waiting like 30 minutes, like we gotta go. And he's like, I'm doing the best, and he's like trying to figure out. I was like, none of it, we like, and more than one of us, the dads actually go up and we start talking. We're like, look, we've been, because we're all dads, we're all like trying to like get our shit and go, because we're probably all trying to go do something for the kids, right? And then
It's Halloween, dude.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
we're trying to go worship Satan and shit. I'm just joking, but you get it. No, I'm just kidding. And,
Pretty
but,
much,
but
you idiots,
so,
demon worshippers.
and,
Yeah, but okay.
yeah, but yeah, so anyways, so, and he's like, he's doing his best and everything, and it's just, again, like I don't want to hate on the people from another country, but like these people are like fresh immigrants, right? They and they don't like, I don't want to say they don't like McDonald's, maybe everyone likes McDonald's, but like you could tell like they don't care about what they're doing. Like they're kind of like giggling, laughing. I don't know, dude.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
I don't know if I would.
Well, it might be the pay. Like I get the pay argument, but it's like this. Like I could tell you, like if I was to go do fast food again, and I got paid like a decent amount of money, I would love the job if the coworkers were cool. And here's the thing: is like when I did the job, I worked around all people who were black, white. It's mostly just black and white people, or mixed, or black and white mixed people. And we all were like misfit people, but we all did our job really well. Even the drug addicts did their job very well. Do you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
it was fun, right? And so maybe I'm biased because I had that experience, but I'm like sitting here thinking, like, you guys all are like hanging out. It's like a fun, and I don't want to talk shit. Like they did a good job. Like I could see them struggling, but I'm just sitting there thinking, like, man, like, is it just the labor that they're trying to save, or is it just that the training sucks? Because the guy told me, he's like, oh, my manager's tired. They're hiding. I'm like, what the fuck? So
What do you mean that the manager's hiding? What's that even mean?
He basically said the manager's tired and hiding, and I'm like, that's a fucking horrible leader. Like, if I were the owner of this franchise, I would like fire him instantly. It's like your team is drowning on probably one of the busiest days they've ever had. I could tell they were fucking slammed. You know, you've got
Right.
let me think, three, four. They had at least 7 employees, if not more, 8, maybe 8.
Right. They're collapsing under the pressure. You know,
yep.
the Halloween.
And this young kid who is, I don't want to say he's dumb. He looks dumb to the average person. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's just someone who's always been, I could tell he's someone who's always just been like put down because he looks goofy, right? But he's he can do his job good, you know. He was doing really good, but he was like dropping things on the floor. He's running around losing his mind because he's pressured because all these parents are like are like trying to do it, and he's just like slamming the stuff down. The mom's like, "Oh, you're gonna slam stuff on me now?" Blah blah. And he's just doing the best he can, and he's just like getting wrecked, you know. But anyways, long story short, so like 45 minutes go by, and I just tell him like, "Look, man, you need to get us out of here. Stop helping the fucking." I almost walked behind the counter. I was like, "Just stop helping the fucking drive-through and help us get out, so that way you can chill," you know. And I said it to him pretty much like that. Maybe not exactly, but in other words. And and he did it, and he started feeling like less stress. And I was like, oh, so, like, and I want to like
good because that's like, all right, these people are in my face,
right?
You know what I mean? You handle the people in your face, dude, and then you move to the people that aren't in your face that you can be like, well, what? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like, and my wife was like, oh, maybe, don't be mean to him. I was like, I wasn't being mean to him. I'm trying to help him because, like, if he doesn't get these people out of his face, it's going to get so much worse because because the thing is, he's going to get blamed for it. It doesn't matter what the truth of the matter is. He's going to get fucking blamed for it, you know? And unfortunately, that's the way, like, a lot of that kind of shit works, is where it's like, you're the one actually trying to get shit done, and you take the blame because you've taken the responsibility on. And I think that's why you notice that, like, most people don't want to take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the stakes are high. And
what's the point? You get paid the same as everybody else, pretty much. You know what I mean? What is it, like $2, $3 to maybe $5 more than anybody else if you're in like a more superior position than everybody, and you get all the stress. Like, what's the point? And I don't know, man. I was looking at, we went to McDonald's the other day, and it was like a day where we could only eat fish here, right? And I was like, okay, so we got a fish sandwich or something. And I looked at the box, and it had the little Monopoly guy. And I was like, man, this is mockery, dude. Do you understand what I'm saying by that?
Why is that? Why would you say that?
Well, I just feel like it's
slow
like,
boy IQ.
Like these guys that probably own the business are associated with some secret society that like the bankers, and they have a monopoly system over America, and they put some little cartoon character on the boxes, and then like if they do the monopoly game, then they had some scandal in New York where mob guys were winning all the monopoly, $100,000, $200,000 off these monopoly McDonald's games, because the guys at the factory were sending them the winning numbers because they were paid off or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I believe. I mean, that is kind of how it works. I'm pretty sure. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like one of these businesses that, like, guys like in masonry or something, like, pay their way into to getting a cut, and behind the scene, and I think the feds investigated it and found out that that was what was happening. And of course they do the whole show trial where it's like, we're scandalized, but it's like, come on, man, you guys know you're just as much a part of this the betrayal of the American people in every form and way, So.
Oh, how dare you, sir? How absolutely double dog dare you?
I looked at something today. Listen to this. So you know how we have the Declaration of Independence, correct? You know who
Allegedly.
came up with that term? It was
Probably some.
Thomas Paine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thomas Paine came up with it, and he wrote a pamphlet. You know, Benjamin Franklin met him in England, and you know, he had heard his ideas, and Benjamin Franklin was a publisher at this time, and he told Thomas Paine, he said, "I want you to write some form of literature, and I'll publish it." Well, Thomas Paine publishes said, you know, this pamphlet called Common Sense, and in it he uses the term Declaration of Independence within the text, right? But he leaves the text anonymous. He doesn't want to get famous off of it because, you know, I guess he was scared of who would get scandalized, but you know, the Satanist that Benjamin Franklin was, he you know, he's all for it. So anyways, uh they publish the text. He becomes famous without you know, around the world. He coins the term the United States of America, by the way. And he wasn't American. He was still in like, you know, a British colony of some sort at this time. And then you know, some time goes on, and you know, he influences the Declaration of Independence, and then he writes the Age of Reason. And if you read the Age of Reason, it's the most blasphemous text you can imagine. He's like, you know, is it reasonable to believe that the virgin birth is true? And since it is not according to reason, it cannot be true. So this text is blasphemy. You know what I mean? He's just kind of one of these guys, which is like enlightenment thought, and you know, very influenced by the revolutionaries of the French Revolution, and of course that, you know,
Well,
influenced the American
I
Revolution.
was gonna say that he sounds like the old timey Gavin Newsom of his day. So yeah, it seems to fit pretty well.
Pretty much, you know what I mean? Like this type of guy that he's a godless guy that thinks that his own mind is the only creed that he needs. You know, there's no church creed in the world that is true compared to his own mind. So he's some form of mutation, you know,
Mutant.
where he's just asking for his rights.
A dirty, stinky mutant.
But anyways, he influenced all the you know, founding fathers, and of course historians refuse to sort of cover this piece of history, because then it, you know, they would uh, kind of dispel the facade of our founding fathers being these, you know, noble heroes of Christianity or something, you know, when they really weren't. Our entire system was based on like turning God into a constitutional monarch or something you just worship on Sundays and go about your day or something, you know, which had never been the understanding of Christianity prior to this. Like, you know what I mean? If to be Orthodox or to be a Christian meant you were a Christian at every moment of every day. Now, once, you know, Christianity comes to America, it's like, well, you can be a Christian on Sundays, and after you leave your 30-minute service, then you can go back to being a, you know, whatever you were prior. You know,
A homosexual Mason.
yeah, pretty much, right? You know, it's like,
Well,
that's the cover.
speaking of which, I wanted to play you a little bit of this video and see what you thought. I'm sure it'll be very illuminating, if you will.
Oh, we're using terms.
Oh yes. Let me see if what you think of this one. This is on the Lord Voldemort show, as some would call it, and
Oh, look at this guy. Oh, you know, is that Chase Geyser next to him? Is that who that
no,
is?
that's Ted Kaczynski's long lost son, Harrison Smith,
Harrison Smith.
or maybe Jeffrey Dahmer.
Tell me his
I don't know.
backstory.
He's got the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses on, so I'm not sure. He's one of those two.
Who is Harrison Smith? You know, I think I went to school with him.
Really?
I went to school with a Harrison Smith in Clinton, North Carolina, and we used to laugh about yeah, I promise you, I went to school with Harrison.
Did he look like this dude?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, once kids grow up, you can't tell.
Dahmer? Or Ted Kaczynski had a baby?
I mean, he could have had that haircut.
All right, let's take a look. Let's see what you think. They're going to talk about how base the Scottish people are, which, hey, I'm Scottish-ish, you know. So I like to believe.
I'm Irish, rather.
Oh, well, we're probably related one way or the other. They're all cave people anyways. So let's see what they say here.
Sorts of stuff. And I thought one of the interesting things y'all touched on is the persistence of like Scottish people in rebellious activity, and how it just seems to be a part of the nature of Scottish people. And you know, you look at the Texas Revolution, the American Revolution. Canada was mostly settled by Scots. There's something about this the Celtic strain that sort of bucks under restrictions.
You know who Shane McGowan is?
No.
Well, he's a rock and roll singer that has like an Irish rock band, but he has really messed up teeth. He was with the Pogues or Pugues? I don't know. It's P-O-G-U-E-S.
I think it's the Pogues.
Pogues. That's what it is. They're basically like punk rock and roll, but just like Irish folk music. I don't know how to explain it. Great song. Makes you kind of want to go into battle in some sense, you know?
Sounds like the Dropkick Murphys.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
The Dropkick Murphys.
The Dropkick
Who's the
Murphys.
band with the dogs? Who was that band you sent me, man? Because that happened to me, man.
Which one?
Okay, you sent me lyrics where the guy was like, you know, he has some dogs that he's like walking around with and stalking somebody.
Oh, that's Dead Kennedys.
Oh yeah, that happens, man. I don't know what I mean, do you think that happened to them, or they were saying that they were one of them?
Well, I'm pretty sure that he was one of those people, or...
Wow, dude, what a geek.
Well, the thing is like he was always talking against like the government and stuff like that, but like if like this guy was like 22 years old writing all this shit, so like how the hell would he know about all that unless he was involved in it? You know what I mean? Like this dude like knew some shit, and then he like went and hung out with like UFO cults and shit like that. Then he also like started wearing like a all-seeing eye pyramid necklace and shit. I don't know. I mean, the dude is like a...
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, the dude is super spooky. Like, yeah, but yeah, his, like if you want to know about the way shit worked, like in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that, like read. I mean, just read all of Ted Kennedy's lyrics. Like, they pretty much tell you like how they like basically like how the United States is like worse than
Soviet Union, right?
basically, yeah.
Well, I mean, you move to New York City and you'll find it out very quick. You know, I couldn't believe it because the South is still, you know, not kind of at that level yet. It's like, you can, you know, well, not my town was at least, but it, you know, they're still doing like military experiments on the public in some sense. I know it's happening, but I can't tell you what's happening. It's kind of one of those things. But New York City, it's like, like everything's surveilled and no one notices. It's like, the smokebox has a camera in it. What's going on? You know what I mean? And no one noticed.
But nobody notices until you notice, and then you're gonna be run out of town or worse. You
know? Oh yeah, exactly. Then everybody with their headphone pieces are like, he's moving down, you know, Fifth Avenue, and you hear them out loud. I would do weird stuff though, like I would stop and let them go and like move in front of me, and then I'd follow them. It's like, you're stuck in here with me. You know what I mean?
One thing about spooky people is they hate people who can see that they're spooky. That's one thing I've realized. Like, so one time I went to a bar in San Francisco. This is many years ago, so I think I can talk about it. But it's like, I'm pretty sure this dude is never gonna hear it. But it's like, so I went to a bar one time, and it was all Asian people except for me and one other guy, and which I always thought was kind of cool, but actually it kind of got weird after a while because like it's hard to explain if you've never been through it, but it's like it just gets weird because like I got along with everybody, but it's more there's like a few Hispanic and like one or two black guys, but it was mostly like all Asian, right? And
right.
It's like a very Asian part of town too. So, and I got invited by somebody, so I even knew people, and it was still kind of weird. And then, and like I'm very sociable in general, but I'm extremely sociable when I drink. And the white guy walks in, and like I just went up, like, hey man, what's up, blah blah blah, and because I could tell like he's not from here, or you know what I mean, like he's just stood out, you know. So anyways, long story short, he's from somewhere else, somewhere in the Midwest or South or something. And anyways, I started talking to him, and he's like, and he's drunk as fuck, like I could tell, and he's like probably high on cocaine or something. And I know just because he kind of mentioned cocaine, and
Right.
and
Gurping.
well,
The boy was Gurp.
Well, he was talking really fast and stuff, but I mean, but it wasn't like super abnormal. But I was just anyway. I was talking to him, and I don't go to bars often, so that's why this stands out to me. But it's like, and this guy's telling me like, oh yeah, I was in the military and this and that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, how do you like? How was that? He's like, fucking sucks. I don't like the government. Fuck them. Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, I mean, you should be getting along. And then he's like, and so he's like, so anyways, he's like, oh well, he's like, well, now I do private security. And I was like, oh, who do you do private security for? And and let's just say it's one of the richest people in San Francisco that you've probably heard of. You probably have heard of him, but it doesn't. I don't know. I'll just say it. It's
Was
the guy,
it involved with Scientology?
No, well, maybe, but it was the guy who owns Salesforce. So,
I don't know that. Well, why would I know that?
well,
Come on, man.
well,
No bumpkin, dude.
Salesforce is like it's like major. It's a major person. Like they have the tallest building in San Francisco. It's a kind of a big deal. But anyways, But anyways, So, and he's just telling me, and it's just like weird, like, and then he starts realizing that like I'm aware of a lot of shit, and he starts getting like nervous. He's like, maybe I shouldn't have told you all this stuff about, you know what I mean?
That's really funny.
Yeah. So he starts getting a little bit paranoid, but it worked out okay, but I mean, but I met a few people like that in San Francisco who are like very clearly like doing private security or doing this kind of stuff, like randomly,
Right.
because it's like, there's just a lot, like, pretty much I could tell you any white guy who looks a little bit like military and is not on drugs, he's working private security. Like they don't just come
Hey,
here and
man.
just, like chill,
In my town, man, they pay them with gift cards, dude.
Private
You know what I'm
security.
saying? Well, gang stalkers, really. You know what I'm saying? They get paid with gift cards.
Oh, I see.
Oh, very low tier, man. But they got like, because it's like the second largest military base in the United States. So they got like little like bases where like all the cars have the same rims. You know what I'm saying? It's very strange. And then like let's say like you were to rub somebody the wrong way, then you would find yourself in a situation where every chance you turned, someone was turning that corner. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's very strange, man. And of course, that would make someone say, like, "Well, you're schizophrenic," but that's the whole point, isn't it? It's like, how can we cause this person to go into a psychotic episode in some way? That's really what it's about. And if I'm not mistaken, it's pretty much like, okay, you research something that we don't want you to research, right? And it hit our database, and now we have to send our I don't know, observers. I don't know what you would call them, watchers.
The Watchers.
The watchers. That's what I basically
draw
thought of. Seen them as a.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to. I was just gonna play a little second of Jay Dyer talking for a second to annoy you. All right, let's see what he says.
The next million years,
good.
in and out when he talks about the genetic heritage of European peoples, of British Isle peoples, Scotch peoples, Irish people, etc. Some Middle Eastern groups do that. That kind of slows down.
Something about this, the Celtic strain that sort of bucks under restrictions. What do you draw from that, and what do you think the importance of that is, and just the way things unfold across the world?
Well, we're not inbred, so it doesn't slow us down with slow boy IQ. So some groups do that. Some Middle Eastern groups do that. That kind of slows down things. But some of the elite writing.
Guy, honestly, man, that's the problem with Dyer that I always have had a problem with. Is that I like him as a human being. I think he's a funny guy, and You know, it's just like, bro, like, come on, man. You're a liar and a Rhodes Scholar, and everybody can see it. You know, but
He's a Rhodes
there's
Scholar.
a level of like realness to him. Yeah, well, I would, that's my guess.